Module 4 discusses basic tools for gender analysis. In order to discuss the tools for gender analysis, it is important to understand what is gender analysis. What do we mean by gender analysis? There is a range of groupings, collaborations, networks, and platforms in the Asia-Pacific region, where analytical tools, application methodologies have been developed. They serve as resource hubs by documenting examples and good practices and providing policy platforms to highlight the issues for policy changes. Intergovernmental mechanisms and processes focus on following on the commitments laid down under the global agreements, facilitating partnerships for advancing the global commitments through political declarations, action plans, and policy guidance. They also serve as advocacy forums.
Asian Ministerial Conference for Disaster Risk Reduction, or AMC-DRR, is an intergovernmental mechanism with the primary aim of advancing disaster risk reduction and resilience building in the Asia region. Its inaugural meeting was held in Beijing, China, following the endorsement of the Hyogo Framework for Action for DRR 2005 to 2015. As an intergovernmental mechanism, it calls on the governments in the region to report on the progress of implementation and challenges, and to collectively express commitments through political declarations. AMC-DRR is held biannually, with the next conference scheduled in Brisbane 2020, titled Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction 2020, with countries from the Pacific region also participating. The UN Office for DRR serves as the secretariat of the conference. The Regional Consultative Committee on Disaster Management, or RCC, is a mechanism to promote regional cooperation on disaster risk reduction. It serves as a non-binding regional mechanism to promote peer advocacy and exchange of expertise in disaster and climate risk management. The RCC is comprised of national disaster management offices of 26 member countries, with the Asian Disaster Preparedness Center as the secretariat. It supports the governments to follow up on the outcomes and commitments of the Asian Ministerial Conference for DRR and other significant regional events in the region. The Asian Preparedness Partnership, or APP, is a network of networks established through partnerships between Asian Disaster Preparedness Center and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to improve preparedness and emergency response to disasters in Asia. With the aim to strengthen humanitarian leadership and technical capacities, it has provided a common platform for governments, private sector networks, and local humanitarian organizations to lead and better engage in the humanitarian response framework in Cambodia, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. Interagency and thematic groups and networks focus on developing planning and implementation tools, methodologies, and approaches to turn commitments into action, address programmatic issues, guide implementation, review, and monitor, develop capacities, document good practices and share information, engage in research and advocacy, and lobbying for advancing thematic issues. The Interagency Standing Committee, or IASC, is the primary mechanism for interagency coordination of humanitarian assistance. It is a unique forum involving the key UN and non-UN humanitarian partners. The IASC was established in June 1992 in response to United Nations General Assembly Resolution 46-182 on strengthening of humanitarian assistance to improve gender integration into humanitarian action. The Gender in Humanitarian Action GIHA working group is co-chaired by UN Women and UNHCR with the technical support of Senior GenCap Advisor. It provides technical advice, guidance, and capacity development, facilitates coordination between multiple actors, carry out advocacy and support assessment, analysis, and monitoring to ensure incorporation of gender analysis into assessments and research. The membership of the working group consists of the main and alternate gender focal points for each sector, as well as additional gender advocates, experts, and resource persons for select agencies, organizations as standing members. The stakeholder group for gender and women's issues in DRR of the ISDR Asia Partnership comprises representatives across the Asia and Pacific regions interested in promoting and working towards gender-sensitive DRR work in the region. It was established in 2012 by UNDRR as one of the 10 stakeholder groups for DRR to bring in the multi-stakeholder dimension into AMC DRR process. It includes government officials, IFRC, Gender and Disaster Network and other NGOs, UNI, SDR, and other UN agencies, and led by Deryog Nivaran, South Asia Network for Disaster Mitigation. Please refer to the additional resource section for more details on these mechanisms. I hope you have learned much on the networks for gender inclusion in DRR, and we hope to see you in the next video.